Hello, I'm Asuma Katauka and you're watching another episode of Xplained with me. Today, millions of Thai citizens have headed to the polls in a highly anticipated vote, marking another crucial moment in the country's political landscape. Voters will not only be selecting a new government, but will also be taking part in a referendum on the country's controversial constitution. Critics argue that the current constitution, drafted under military rule in 2017, grants too much power to unelected members of the Senate, which many feel impairs the democratic process. The election itself is shaping up to be a fierce contest between two main parties, which are the conservative military-backed Bumjai Thai Party and the younger reformist People's Party. Both are part of the current coalition government, but neither is expected to secure an outright majority. This leaves Thailand on the brink of yet another coalition government. In addition to these two heavyweights, Pheu Thai Party, once a dominant force, is also in the running, but their chances have been dampened by scandals and political turbulence in recent years. Now, to better understand the situation, let's first take a look at the frequency of elections in Thailand and how the country has arrived at yet another vote. Over the past few years, Thailand has faced an unusual level of political turnover, which has been marked by multiple elections and leadership changes. Since 2019, Thailand has held two major national elections. The most recent election in 2023 came just 3 years after the previous vote. This rapid succession of elections bears open the political volatility that the country has experienced in recent years. Perhaps the most striking aspect of this period is the number of times the country has seen new prime ministers. Since 2023, Thailand has had 3 different prime ministers. After the 2023 elections, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, the leader of the Pheu Thai Party, initially formed the government. However, in 2025, she was removed from office following the leaked phone call scandal with Cambodia, leading to the rise of Anutin Charnvirakul of the Bumjai Thai Party. This instability resulted in the dissolution of parliament in December 2025, setting the stage for this year's snap elections. The frequent leadership changes combined with political gridlock have led to a sense of uncertainty and dissatisfaction among voters, making this election critical for the country's future. Let's take a closer look at the main causes behind this instability. Thailand's political instability can be traced to a combination of historical, institutional, and social factors that continue to shape the country's political landscape. One of the most significant drivers of instability is the military's influence in politics. Despite being a constitutional monarchy, Thailand's military has played a powerful role in shaping political outcomes. The 2014 military coup, which ousted the elected government of Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, marked a turning point. The military's ongoing influence over Thailand's political institutions, including its role in drafting the 2017 constitution, which has since then left many questioning the country's democratic legitimacy. Moreover, this tension between the military-backed elites and the progressive forces has led to repeated confrontations. For instance, the People's Party, which is pushing for significant reforms, including changes to Thailand's strict lèse-majesté laws, which prohibits defamation of the monarchy. The law itself has faced resistance from both the military and the conservative royalist circles. These factions have used legal and institutional tools, such as the Constitutional Court, to dissolve progressive parties and ban their leaders from politics even after winning elections. Adding to this instability is the unelected Senate, which was appointed by the military government after the 2014 coup. In the 2023 elections, despite the People's Party winning the most seats, it was blocked from forming a government due to the Senate's interference in the selection of the Prime Minister. The military-appointed Senate has long been a thorn in the side of reformist parties, undermining their efforts to enact change. Furthermore, Thailand's tensions with Cambodia have also contributed to the nation's political instability. In May 2025, relations between the two countries deteriorated after a Cambodian soldier was killed at the border, leading to a sharp escalation. In the midst of these rising tensions, a leaked phone call between the Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra and Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen sparked controversy. Paetongtarn's remarks disparaging the Thai military, which she later defended as a negotiation tactic, angered both the public and lawmakers. This also triggered a major political crisis. Experts say that this particular incident played a primary role in her removal from office in August 2025. This goes on to tell us how external factors like foreign relations can directly impact internal governance in Thailand. Finally, there is the divisive influence of the Shinawatra family. The few Thai party associated with the powerful political dynasty led by former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra has been a dominant force in Thai politics for years. However, their influence has been tarnished by scandals and the frequent removal of their leaders from office. Paetongtarn Shinawatra's removal from office in 2025 further amplified the political divide, as the Bumjai Thai Party and other coalition partners broke away, noting issues of governance and the leak scandal. These combined factors, the military intervention, royalist opposition, legal manipulation, family dynasties, and international disputes like the Thailand-Cambodia conflict, they all have created a highly unstable political environment. Given this complex web of factors, the real question now remains which party is likely to come out on top in this election, and what kind of government will emerge from the political chaos. Considering the political climate and the fragmented nature of Thailand's political parties, it is widely anticipated that the outcome will not yield a clear majority. This means a coalition government is almost certain, with multiple parties likely coming together to form the next administration. The People's Party, a progressive political force, is seen as a frontrunner in the race. After its predecessor, the Move Forward Party, secured a surprising win in 2023, the People's Party is expected to perform well again in this election. Opinion polls have generally placed the People's Party and its young reformist leaders ahead of their rivals. The party's promise of political and economic reforms, including curbing military and royalist influence, resonates with a large portion of the electorate, particularly among younger voters. However, while the People's Party has got good momentum, it is far from guaranteed that it will secure enough seats to form a government independently. No single party is predicted to win a majority of the 500 seats in Thailand's House of Representatives. As a result, a coalition is almost inevitable. The Bumjai Thai Party, led by Anutin Charnvirakul, could play a crucial role in the formation of the next government. Bumjai Thai has been a key player in Thai politics, having previously been part of the incumbent government coalition. Despite not winning the most seats, it could still form part of a coalition with the People's Party or other parties provided their interests align. The Pheu Thai Party, historically one of Thailand's most dominant political forces, also remains in contention. Although Paetongtarn Shinawatra's removal from office and the scandal involving the Cambodia border tensions has hurt the party's standing, it still commands a significant base of support, especially among voters loyal to the Shinawatra family. The Pheu Thai Party could also become a part of any coalition, but its chances of forming a government alone appear slim. Now, the key question here is how the People's Party performs. If it manages to exceed its 2023 seat count of 151 seats, it could force the hand of conservative forces in the country's parliament, making it difficult to block them from forming a government. However, powerful conservative and royalist factions supported by the military and other institutions can then likely use legal and institutional means to challenge or disband the People's Party, if they feel the need for it. In the end, no matter the outcome of the elections, it seems Thailand is headed towards yet another coalition government where parties with starkly different ideologies will have to negotiate and compromise in order to take control. Let's now know more about the People's Party. who is at the forefront of the political race in Thailand and emerging as the new incarnation of the country's progressive movement. The People's Party traces its roots back to the Future Forward Party and Move Forward Party, both of which championed reforms to curb military influence and reform Thailand's lèse-majesté laws. Their commitment to democratic values and social equality has resonated strongly with their voters, particularly in urban areas. However, the People's Party's road to power is anything but straightforward, despite their strong performance in the 2023 elections. They were blocked from forming a government by conservative factions in Thailand, including the military-appointed Senate and other royalist institutions. The Constitutional Court, which is seen as an extension of the conservative elite, dissolved their previous iteration, moved forward, and banned its leaders from politics. Despite these setbacks, the People's Party remains a formidable force. Nathapong Rungpanyavut, the People's Party's prime ministerial candidate, has vowed to tackle corruption, amend the constitution, and push for greater accountability in government. A key challenge for the party is to overcome the staggering opposition it faces from conservative and royalist factions, who view its agenda as a threat to the traditional power structure in Thailand. As the election results begin to emerge, Thailand's incoming government will face a range of challenges. One of the key issues that the new government will have to tackle is Thailand's sluggish economy. Despite being Southeast Asia's second-largest economy, Thailand has struggled with slow growth in recent years. This could largely be factors such as structural problems like high household debt, rising costs, and a declining manufacturing sector. Additionally, the shift in the global economy, including competition from emerging markets like Vietnam and Indonesia, has also placed Thailand's once thriving industrial base under pressure. The current economic situation will demand decisive action from the new government, including policy reforms which need to be aimed at boosting productivity and stimulating investment. Additionally, Thailand's aging population presents a unique challenge. The country's workforce is shrinking and its demographic profile is rapidly changing. With a growing number of elderly citizens, this will put additional strain on the country's healthcare system and social services, demanding reforms to ensure sustainable growth in the future. On the international front, Thailand's new government will need to navigate an increasingly complex geopolitical environment. The country's traditional alliances with the United States and Western powers are being tested by the rise of China as a regional power. Moreover, Thailand's internal political divisions remain as sharp as ever. While the People's Party and its progressive agenda are popular among younger voters, the entrenched military-backed elites, royalists, and conservative factions will continue to wield significant power. These groups have shown time and again that they are not afraid to use the country's judiciary and other institutions to block or disrupt reformist efforts. Finally, the migrant worker issue, which also remains a challenge for Thailand. The country relies heavily on migrant labor, particularly from countries like Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos. However, migrant workers are often subject to poor working conditions and exploitation, and this has become a point of contention during the campaign. The new government will need to address these issues, ensuring that workers' rights are protected and that migrant labor remains a crucial but fair part of Thailand's economic fabric. In conclusion, while the election results will offer a glimpse into Thailand's political future, the country's next government will have to navigate these challenges carefully to maintain stability and secure economic growth. That's all for this episode of Xplained. Stay tuned as we bring you more in-depth insights and stories that matter.